Are you looking for killer graphics, a great logo, a promotional video, or even the coolest animations? Well, look no further than Kendall Peters Designs. Affordable work with that creative flair that you always need in your designer. Let Kendall Peters Designs make your product or service sparkle. Go to www.kendallpeters.com. That's KENDLEPETERS.com. KendallPeters.com. She'll make your business look fantastic.
You are tuned in to the Shockwaves videocast presented by Bob Nalbandian, host of the Shockwaves/Hard Radio podcast on hardradio.com and the Shockwaves Skullsessions podcast on roadrunnerrecords.com/Skullsessions.
With the legendary Mr. Biff Byford from Saxon. How are you, Biff?
Good, I'm doing good.
All right.
It's good to be back in America.
Absolutely. Last time was what? 96, 97, right? Was it the Beast tour?
Yeah, we've been to America. We've done New York and a few shows in Texas, but we've not been to the West Coast for quite a long time.
That's right. In Texas, San Antonio, you guys have quite a huge following still.
Yeah, we do, yeah. Yes.
All right.
We haven't been here for, I think, 15 years.
Yeah, I was at that last show at the Whiskey, and I was at your show in 1982, your first show here at the Whiskey with a Metallica opening. I think
That's
you did
right.
2 nights, one Rat opened and the other Metallica.
And legendary gig, that one.
Absolutely brilliant. Awesome. So the new album, Call to Arms, just came out. Now, is that out on EMI worldwide?
Yeah, most of the countries around the world it is, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they're doing a great job in Europe on the album. It's charted everywhere, so it's picking up momentum now in the States. People are getting a bit psyched about it.
Fantastic album. It brings you back to the old school, very much in the denim and leather vibe.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a spirit of the 80s on there, which is what we wanted. We thought we took that sound we had on the last 2 or 3 albums. It's fantastic, but we just wanted to take it to pieces again and start again and make it a bit more, a bit raw sounding.
Right.
A bit more like less is more type thing.
Absolutely. Do you self-produce this one?
No, a friend of mine co-produced it with me, Toby Jepson.
Oh, right.
It was the singer with Little Angels.
I remember that.
Yeah, he was good. We worked well together, yeah.
You worked with a lot of producers in the past, I know.
Yeah.
In the back, Will Dick Reed and Will Reed.
No, Will Reed Dick.
Will Reed Dick. That was it. And of course, what was it? Jeff Glicksman did Power and the Glory. Right?
Yeah.
And quite a few. How do you feel about working with? I know you worked with a lot of name producers in the past, and going back to doing some of the latter albums you self-produced as well.
Crusader was made in Los Angeles. That's the second American album. But yeah, we worked with people. I mean, the thing is, we in the sort of late 80s, 90s, some of the producers sort of watered us down a little bit. We weren't really happy with that, and neither were our fans. So after that, I sort of took control again of it. And I've either been executive producer or a co-producer on a lot of the albums, because I think, you can take it in different ways, because we walk the line, don't we, of heavy metal and hard rock.
Sure.
That's what Saxon do,
Right.
And it's very easy for somebody to take us through the way. So we just took control of our sort of musical direction again, and it's worked really well since then.
All right. Well, as far as I'm concerned, Saxon really truly were the leaders of what they call the new wave of British heavy metal. The first album out in 1979, the self-titled album. I remember when Wheels of Steel, that was actually released in America. There were only very few bands from England at the time that had American releases. That I got before Iron Maiden. I must have been 15, 16.
Yeah.
Picked up Wheels of Steel. I had read like a little blurb about you in one of the American magazines, and I put it on, listened to Motorcycle Man, and just flipped out. I mean, that was like the heaviest song at that point.
The first albums a bit more prog rocky.
I've noticed that, yeah.
It's a mixture between metal and prog rock. Wheels of Steel was obviously a big album in Europe.
Absolutely.
The story in America was because we were on a French label. And,
Carrera?
Yeah, Carrera Records, right? And it was distributed through
CBS, wasn't it?
No, I think it was WEA, Warner's.
I think in the States it was CBS, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think so.
Oh, maybe not.
Maybe not. Wrong. But I went to Rockefeller Plaza to the office, so
right.
I think it was one of the two, United Artists or Warner's. Anyway,
right.
They only actually printed 25,000 copies in America.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And for some reason they got upset by the French, and that was what the minimum amount they had to print on the contract was 25,000.
Wow.
So that's what they printed. That's why Strong Arm the Law came out sort of a bit skew-whiffy.
Yeah. Because
they redid the contract and Strong Arm the Law sold much more than Wheels of Steel. That's the story in America. I think, it held us back in America, that.
Yeah. Well, that was
25,000 sold out like that.
Strong Arm actually came out. Did you release them both in the same year in England?
That's right, yeah.
And I know a little bit later it came out in America.
That's right.
Yeah. But when Wheels of Steel first came out in America, that was really the first. I mean, that was before Iron Maiden. Of course, you had Motorhead back then, but it was all on import until Ace of Spades came out.
Yeah.
So Wheels of Steel and actually Def Leppard on Through the Night, I think, were what introduced me at least to the new wave of British heavy metal. And
yeah, you're right.
That was just.
I mean, we were one of the first American signings.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely, we were the first ones into America.
Now,
but unfortunately, that it didn't work out with the distribution.
Yeah, but definitely, when you came over on the Denim and Leather tour, I mean I remember in the audience the guys from Motley Crue. Everyone wanted to check out.
That's right.
The new wave of British heavy metal leaders, Saxon.
Right,
it was that must have been pretty amazing. Huh?
Yeah, it was an amazing time. It really was an amazing time.
And having Metallica open for you, of course.
Yeah, I mean, we were. It was a fantastic period that because we just flew in. We did these 4 shows, one underage show, one for the older fans after, so we had 2 shows a day. And we had Ozzy Osbourne came to see us, with Sharon, and, Motley Crue burst in the dressing room, and, we didn't know half all these people were really,
Right.
Metallica were down there supporting, and it was just a crazy world really, and somebody whisked us off to some party in some house in Beverly Hills, some girl. But that's another story. But anyway, so it was a bit of a whirlwind, all happening all at once in the 80s.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, how was the transition? Because you mentioned that on the first album, it was very proggy, and that's how kind of in the late 70s that was a huge scene, with the prog scene with Genesis and Tull and Yes and all that kind of stuff. And then it really was a major turn when you did Wheels of Steel, particularly songs like Motorcycle Man. I mean, you went full-fledged heavy metal. What was that transition?
Well, if you listen to the first album, we sold quite a few copies now of the first album. A lot of people have got it. You'll get things like Stand Into the Highway. Some of the real thrash
backs to the wall,
thrash metal songs, yeah. And then you get the more, more moody, slower stuff. So we had some songs that me and Paul had from a band before, which were more jamming, prog rocky. And we had a couple of songs from the Sob band that
Son of a Bitch.
No, not Son of a Bitch, no, from Sob. Which is what Graham Oliver and Steve Dawson, that was their band.
I got you.
So when the band came together to form Son of a Bitch, we had quite a few different songs, and then we wrote some songs together, and those were the songs,
right?
That really started the sound that we had.
Right.
So the first album was a mixture of different songwriters.
Right.
Wheels of Steel is the first album we actually wrote together.
I got you.
So that's why that was different.
Very cool. And talking about you explain a lot of this in the movie, the DVD documentary coming out, Heavy Metal Thunder, the movie.
Sorry, Heavy Metal Thunder. I was just trying to
go
there for a bit. Yeah, Heavy Metal Thunder, the movie.
I was fortunate to see the movie at a screening, and I got to say, this was bar none the best rock and roll documentary I've seen, because it was so honest. It was such a honest fan-based piece, and you really went back into the history of the new wave of British heavy metal. And I tell you why, because a lot of people don't really know. I mean, I was fortunate when I was young. I remember that time, when in '80 and all that, and it was such an amazing new scene to the heavy metal movement. And
That's right.
you know, here in the States, a lot of people remember, you know, bands like Saxon, a lot of the new wave of British heavy metal bands. You know, you take a lot of them, you know, Diamond Head, Tigers of Panting, Raven, a lot of these bands that got American deals. It was something that you explained very well in the movie about how the record labels had so much control over the artists and the American labels. They were throwing producers, you would have songwriters telling you, you know, do a cover of Christopher Cross or whatever, doing all this stuff. But I mean, it happened to all the bands. There was either you have to do this or you get dropped kind of thing. And a lot of people nowadays that see these bands, you know, Diamond Head, Tigers, Saxon, they see the MTV videos, they're like, this isn't heavy, this isn't new, you know, what's you know, they don't get it. They don't get what it really was, like, you know, as the lyrics back in '79, back in '80.
The three bands really, you know, were Maiden, Saxon, and Def Leppard were the bands that wrote the songs that went on to be anthemic. I think some of the other bands, you know, were great bands, but they never had that one or two really big monster songs that shot them into, you know. I mean, us and Maiden and Leopard had songs that were on a par with Leopard, with Purple. You know, they were on a par, weren't they?
Oh, absolutely.
The songs took on a denim and leather, took on a different, you know, persona. It was like an anthem for fans, really.
Right.
So, you know, it's just unfortunate, you know. I mean, I've talked to some of the bands about this, and for some reason they just didn't have that one song. They might have had a song,
right,
but it didn't go, you know.
Yeah.
Like sort of Running Free or Run to the Hills or that sort of thing. They just didn't have that one song that moved, you know, a million people.
Right. Saxon definitely back on track to the true metal sound of what you guys have been known for.
Yeah.
Which is great to hear. I mean, you guys released some amazing records since, you know, with you know, Killing Ground, Metalhead, Into the Labyrinth, you know, Inner Sanctum.
Yeah, we've had some been fantastic albums. I don't think we've really had a dud album actually, which is a good thing, you know, because usually have one's dud out of five, you know.
Right. 4
good ones, 1 dud one. That's usually
how
it goes. But yeah, we've been on a really good roll, and you know, we've the profile's gone sky high in the UK, in Japan. You know, we're South America soon. So yeah, I mean, it's really going well.
All right. And the great thing that I think is really cool about the new album, Call to Arms, is I believe it's if you get the digipack, you get the 1980 cassette.
Yeah, we got the 1980. It was lost for many years, and we found it.
Yeah.
We found the multi-track in a manager's attic.
And that sounds amazing production, because the only song I'd heard in the past was the Backs to the Wall off the compilation.
Well, and also there's a bootleg flying around, you know, from a cassette.
Right.
But no, we wanted to put out a definitive version of it, and
sounds amazing.
It just one. I mean, we were like the underdogs on the day, so we just had one tape running at 15 RPS, you know, the big old tape.
Right.
And, actually, we did one extra song, but the tape ran out through the heads, and you can hear the tape run out through the heads. You know, when we were mixing it, you know, so it's a bit sad. The bootleg's got one extra song,
right?
You know, it's a bloody cassette. But yeah, so we mixed it, and it sounded fantastic. So I thought, you know, I want to give that away with the album, because it's the new Saxon and the old Saxon. There's a huge amount of music in between, you know, but it connects. You know, you can see the connection there.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about that show for a bit, because I mean that must have been just a huge thing for Saxon at the time in 1980. That was one of the real first, I think, metal festivals before Wacken and all the other festivals in Europe. And 1980, you had Rainbow, Priest, Scorpions, all the major metal bands at the time. And Saxon was like the new underground UK band. What was that feeling?
Yeah, we were the only of the new bands. I mean. We sort of. I mean, the album had done 200,000 copies in England when we walked on stage.
Oh, did it do that much?
Yeah,
wow.
It did gold. Yeah.
Wow.
And
I didn't realize that.
You know, it was absolutely crazy when we walked on stage. It was like you know, something we'd never experienced before. It was just a fantastic thing. You know, 70,000 people. All.
And the band plays on.
Yeah, well, that's what the song's about.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a great. I think that really, that one festival was the absolute divine point for the band.
Absolutely.
You know, it just went on from there. It was a huge album, that Donington album, and it just gave us so much confidence, you know, to write more songs. Really.
Right on, right on. Back to the new album then. Speaking of anthems, you got Back in '79, which very much kind of got that denim and leather kind of.
Yeah, we wanted to go denim and leather revisited. You know, we even did the same thing on it. Invited audience in to sing on the choir. So yeah, you know, it's a song, you know, that fills the gap. It's a song about what the older fans there and the newer fans now, and they're all still together. And it doesn't matter how old you are, you know, it makes no difference. So that's what the song's about.
It is, what, a 30-year anniversary now for Denim and Leather, correct?
It is this year, yeah. We're doing a few more songs off Denim and Leather on this show, just to feature it a bit.
All right. And as far as the DVD, again, the documentary, Heavy Metal Thunder, the movie, fantastic. You had mentioned there were some problems, but is there going to be a release date for the fans to
Well,
check
I'll
it
tell
out?
you what, I'll send him an email when we finish talking.
There you go. Tell him, man, because I'll
what
say it again.
says,
That is one of the best documentaries. Now, I got to mention, going back to that, because I know, you know, which I'm
going to play Anvil it when they come over in Europe.
You should.
We're big mates with Anvil. It's good there. There's
Another
movie.
great band, yeah. Well, I think yours is definitely more of an honest approach. I love the fact that you actually, the movie has Steve Dawson and Graham Oliver, and you kind of go both sides. And it really was, you know, the business that broke the band apart. It seems like, by the way you were talking, it was the labels and the.
Well, there's a story. There's a backstory to Saxon, and it's never been told. You know, I told it in my book I did, my autobiography.
Never Surrender.
Yeah.
Right?
And that sort of goes with the film, really. You know,
right.
When they should package it together, then you'd have a great history of the band, really. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's sad when members leave, but I think we've managed to hold it together and come back, you know, even stronger.
Oh, absolutely. I know there was some animosity with Pete Gill, the old drummer, but with Graham and Steve, I just got to ask, is there a relationship?
Yeah, not really. Yeah. No, not really. They're just stuck in the past, really.
Right.
You know, I mean, I think they are the Spinal Tap element of the band, so you know, we sort of lost that a bit now. But yeah, I don't know really. You know, they're just, I don't know. You know, they haven't been in the band for years and years and years, but they're still, you know,
still going at it.
Act that they're in the band for some reason. So I don't know. You know.
Well,
I mean, you know, while ever they're being like that, there would never be any reunion or anything, because you know we just can't work together with people who are doing everything they can to ruin the name of Saxon.
Right.
You know, they have to be on it. You know.
Yeah.
And you have to remember that they make royalties off Saxon as well.
Yeah.
So you know, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Really, that's what they should be thinking. But there you go. You know, it's up to them.
Okay. Well, we'll end it off. I do want to mention, you said you might be coming back to the States with a tour. I know there's a lot of new wave of British heavy metal bands that have since reformed. Diamond Head came here. I mean, it's, you know, different members, obviously, and, you know, bands like Raven are still together. Motorhead's obviously out on tour. You've toured with Motorhead many times in the past. Girls' School just redid the Hit and Run album. They're going to be touring. Any chance of doing like a new wave of British heavy metal package with maybe you and, you know, the Motorhead, like the old school?
Well, we've just done this package in Spain before we came here. We went to Spain and Japan, and that was pre-Motorhead Saxon. That was a great package. That was like a British package. Sold out everywhere. So yeah, we're up for doing anything really. Right. You know, people just have to pick up the phone. Right. You know, we're happy to do anything. I mean, it would be great to go packaging with somebody. I mean, Motorhead are getting pretty strong in America now.
Yeah.
So you know, that would be a great package.
You still pretty tight with Lemmy?
Yeah, we're good friends with Lem.
All right.
Well, with them all actually, with the old members as well.
Yeah, how are they doing?
Yeah, I mean, Fast Eddie's cool. We see Fast Eddie quite a lot.
Oh, right on, man. Very cool. And I know you recently did, you know, a lot of festivals. You played this big festival in France. Metallica came out with you doing Motorcycle Man.
No, I went out with them.
Oh, you went out? Oh, that's right.
I went out with them.
Right,
that's right. In Paris.
That's right. How was that experience?
That was great.
Them, yeah?
It was great. Yeah,
right,
it was great. Yeah. I mean, a few months before we met them. We did a festival in Germany together, and we met them. They came to see us. We were playing one stage. They were on another stage, and they came to see us play. And then we went to see them, and they played Princess of the Night. It was cool. But yeah, they invited me to sing with them in Paris, which is cool. And you can
Right.
see it on YouTube. It's had a lot of hits.
Very cool. Well, the new album, man, Call to Arms, fantastic album, out on EMI Worldwide. You have a video for that song, right? The orchestral version. Which
We have a video. We shot
Yes.
it with students from Wales in Britain, and graduate students.
Great video.
So it was good. It was a good
All
day.
right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well,
day.
again, I appreciate it, Biff. We'll pick up the new album, available on EMI Records worldwide, and looking for the show tonight at the Galaxy
Yeah, that'll be
Theater.
good. Yeah.
It'll be a good one.
Yeah, it should be good.
All right.
That was a lot of fun, wasn't it? And you know what else is a lot of fun? The CMS Podcast Network. That's right. CMSPN.com is the address. Make sure you go over there. Make sure you watch the episodes there. You listen to the episodes there. And maybe you even just subscribe so it's delivered to your phone, to whatever podcasting software you use. But do it from CMSPN.com. Once again, CMSPN.com, CMSPN.com, CMSPN.com. We'll see you next time, fucks.